What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're gonna go over 10 things you need to know about Harley Quinn, and let's get straight on the list with number 10. Harley didn't debut in the comics. Unlike most well-known characters from the DC and even Marvel universes, Harley Quinn's first appearance wasn't on the pages of comics, but rather on an episode of Batman the Animated Series in 1992. She was introduced as an accomplice to the Joker in the appropriately named episode, Joker's Favorite. Her first devious plan was to help in a bomb attack on an event for Commissioner Gordon. The episode obviously caught the interest of fans, as Harley would later go on to finally have her own place in later Batman comics, as well as receiving plenty of personal projects as well. With a relatively short lifespan compared to most DC characters, Harley Quinn has still been able to propel herself up to becoming one of the most recognizable players in Gotham. While it may be rather unconventional for a comic book character to be, well, not from comic books, it only makes it easier to appreciate that such an imposing and interesting character was given to us no matter what the form was. Number 9. Quinn has a surprisingly sophisticated past. This fact implies in more ways than one, which is surprising for a supervillain who comes off as impulsive and insane. This seems to start with the character's influence, as her creators explained. Quinn draws most of her personality, sound, and look from Arlene Sorkin's character on the soap opera Days of Our Lives. In particular, in an episode where she dressed up as a jester. Sorkin would even voice the character in the animated series. Quinn herself was quite an intelligent person, as well as we learn a lot from her first origin story, having been a successful psychiatrist by the name of Harleen Quinzel before being changed into the villainous clown we know today. Even though her personality and appearance changed, her cunning mind remains, which can be seen in her plans and schemes as she takes on both good and evil enemies. Number 8. She has a versatile arsenal. Being a supervillain with specialization on weapon use, you better believe Harley Quinn has a large number of options at her disposal. Undoubtedly most highly regarded for her use of the almost comically large wooden hammer she often wields, she definitely has some practice with just about every weapon out there. She has been seen many times armed with many different guns, both gag and real, as well as weapons such as knives, and even oversized boxing gloves. While many of these may be used to exploit the humor of the character, there's no doubt that Harley is still quite dangerous with pretty much any weapon she's using at the time. Having such an array of ways to combat her enemies only makes Harley Quinn even more dangerous of an opponent to take on. Number 7. Harley actually has real powers. When most see this insane villain, they only see her as a devious and unstable force of evil who just loves destruction. However, Harley has a few more things just going for her than just her brain, as she actually has some lesser known superpowers that many don't know about. Unlike her bat rival, Quinn has such abilities as immunity to poisons and super speed and strength. Although these abilities may seem like a random assortment, but it makes more sense when you realize she got them from Poison Ivy in the form of a concoction that she was given while being nursed back to health after an incident with a rocket. Number 6. Harley Quinn's origin story was changed. Being such a relatively newly created comic book character, it's almost surprising that Harley Quinn has already had multiple backstories created for her. The first, coming from the early 90s, is quite likely the more well-known one, in which the bright psychiatrist takes on Mr. J as a patient at Arkham Asylum, only for her obsession with him to crack her mentally, causing her to take up her evil persona and help her new lover escape. In a more recent reimagining, however, the Joker brought Quinn to his team in a far less voluntary way, submerging in the same chemical vat that had previously disfigured himself to very similar effects. This change included both the mental deformation as well as the whitening of the skin that is now associated with the clown duo. Despite the possible causes, the result is still the wacky jester of terror we all love to watch. Number 5. Her toxic relationship with the Joker. While many fans, even casual viewers, know about Harley's abusive relationship with the Clown Prince, most don't know the full extent of how terribly he often treats her. The list of nearly incomprehensible evil acts is really too long to fully list, but notable occurrences includes giving her explosive flowers, throwing her both to hyenas and out of windows, dumping her in chemicals, and of course, driving her insane. This isn't quite a list of things you would hear about in a well-functioning relationship. It's even almost impossible to argue against the Joker being the whole reason why Harley turned insane and joined the side of evil in the first place, which holds true in both of her origin stories, although for different reasons. Regardless, it's pretty hard to make a good case for the relationship being a healthy one. Number 4, Harley was meant to be short-lived. As we mentioned earlier, Harley Quinn first appeared as a henchwoman for the Joker in one of his typical schemes. Surprisingly though, this was originally intended to be her one and only appearance in the Batman universe, conceived as a one-off afterthought of a character. Thankfully, however, Harley instantly grabbed a rather large and vocal fan base whose support led the show creators to turn her into a recurring character. From there, Harley Quinn blew up, soon appearing in many other shows, films, and comics. She even would receive spin-offs of her own, with her character often moving closer and closer to the spotlight as fans continue to love the crazy Joker fangirl with an accent. What's interesting to note is that Quinn never even served her original purpose. While she was first written to jump out of a cake, the script was later changed so that the Joker himself jumped out anyways, but the new favorite character remained. Number 3, Harley Quinn has had a past of helping the good guys. This probably isn't much of a surprise to most people. After all, it was the whole premise of the widely known DC movie Suicide Squad, even though it didn't meet very much critical success. But many fewer know that this wasn't the only time that Harley Quinn decided to change roles instead of fighting the forces of good. One example was in Gotham City Sirens, where she teamed up with the likes of Catwoman and Poison Ivy to fight off the forces of evil within Gotham. This also includes the time that Batman fought for her parole when he notices her adjustment to a more respectable lifestyle. While Harley never stays away from the evil side for too long, often because of her love for the evil maniac the Joker, it is impossible to deny that she has spent her fair share of time helping the protagonist and overall keeping the DC universe a more interesting place. Number 2, Quinn had a major role in a TV show. Well, 2 actually, with one being live action and the other one an animated cartoon. While Harley Quinn was never quite a background character, especially with her main part in the more recent Suicide film, she definitely had some standout pushes to becoming a much more prominent figure in the DC universe. Both of these series debuted in 2002, not too long after the conclusion of the animated series where the character made her first appearance. The first of these was the drawn show Gotham Girls, where the main focus was on, you guessed it, the girls of Gotham such as Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Batgirl, and of course Harley. The second being the live-action CW show by the name of The Birds of Prey. This show had a similar premise to the other, where the superpowered women of Gotham fought each other over the control of the city once Batman left it unattended. And number 1, Harley has a child. The daughter of Harley Quinn was such a well-kept secret that even her father, the Joker of course, didn't know about her existence. This was quite intentional, as Harley Quinn reveals in a fight with Black Canary. After her foe throws up from morning sickness, Harley quickly backs off her assault out of compassion and relates with the character of having a kid of her own. Named Lucy, she is said to have grown up with Quinn's sister, in an attempt to keep her a secret and separated from her father out of fear for the effects of growing up with such a father would have on the young girl. It appears she may have inherited some of the family crazy, however, as Lucy has already developed a particular interest in cars and ballerinas. We definitely can't blame Harley for at least trying to give her daughter a more normal life than her own. And that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Valplana, and I'll see you all later.